Hey family, hey family, hey family. It is your girl, Michelle Allen Franklin. Yeah, Mrs. Michelle D.I., honey. Mrs. Divine Intervention herself, because you know that there are no coincidences in this world, only God's divine intervention in our lives. And Mrs. Community Builder, why? Because you know your girl's going to give you the good information, boo, the things you need for your mind, your body, your spirit, and your emotions. Family, this month we started a self love series. This series is very near and dear to me. It is very personal. We are going to be doing this series the rest of the year. If you follow your girl at Reflections CMGF, that is Reflections Choosing Me Guilt Free, it is on the YouTube channel, soon to be available on all the podcast channels. I'm working on it. But nevertheless, today you can follow your girl over Reflections, again, Choosing Me Guilt Free, CMGF at YouTube. So, again, we have started this self love series. This journey is very, very personal for me. Today, I want to talk and walk you through why I chose to do a professional photo shoot. This professional photo shoot was an adult photo shoot. I had only a drape on, only a purple drape on, and I'll say it like that because I don't want to get flagged, but I had only the purple drape on, and that was it. And so it definitely was a great birthday present to give to myself. I turned 48 and I was watching something, scrolling on TikTok or one of them, maybe Instagram. I can't even remember now. But, and I saw these amazing pictures and this girl was, you know, talking about her journey of going and getting this amazing photo shoot. And my birthday was coming and I said, you know what? You know what? It said free birthday. If it's your birthday month, call us. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. And then I was like, oh, can I do that? Can I do it? Yeah. Yep. I am going to do that. Taking control of fear, right? If y'all have been with me, y'all know I talk about fear a lot and how it had controlled my life for so many years and I did not even know. And so if you don't know about it, of course, again, you can go to the YouTube channel, Reflections Choosing Me Guilt Free. It is under the Demonic Entity series where I go into detail about how do you know fear is driving your life and the different types of fear. But fear was driving my life just from being molested, being raped, being hypersexualized in different situations, and going through life in periods of time of not even wanting to be seen. And, just from remembering all of the things from just all the way back to stemming from childhood and all of this unprocessed trauma that I had been through. And, when you're going through these things, you really don't look at it as trauma. The first time I shared this story before, but the first time I spoke with a therapist about this domestic violence situation that I had been in, and she was asking me, had I been in any other situations? And I said, no. Had I been in any other traumatic issues? And I was like, no. And, come to find out I had, but it was just how I was processing it in my mind. It was so normalized. It wasn't a big deal. You know what I mean? And so I said no multiple times, and she pressed and pressed and pressed until I said, well, what do you mean? you know? And she said, yeah, Michelle, it serves it serves foundation to why I was diagnosed with PTSD, right? Never been in the service, but diagnosed with PTSD, but wanting to go through and just break some chains, You know what I mean? Break some chains that I feel like has, been holding me hostage for years. It's subconscious chains, right? That hold us, that keep us from doing and going and being as great as we can go and be and do. So at 274 pounds, I thought, should I wait, until I lose some weight? Should I go? My ankles are swollen right now. Should I go and wait? And I thought, no. Should I wait? I haven't got my smile fixed the way I want it to be fixed. My teeth were shifting. Wait, I gotta go to the orthodontist and get some things. No, no, no. This was definitely a purposeful, very intentional day of self-pampering for myself and a day of self-love. 275 pounds, flaws and all. I went to release all the negative self-talk, all the doubts, all the guilt, all the shame, all of the hurt, all the anger, all the grief, all the disappointments that have spanned over these 48 years. And I said, okay, I love you enough to release. Yeah, I love you enough to release. And I'm sharing this journey because I pray that you get to a point where you can love yourself enough to release. Release is such a beautiful word. To release is to let go, to free ourselves from what we know, that from something that no longer serves us, right? Whether that's the pain, the memories, the emotions that are trapped in your body. I just want to go into it just a little bit, really, really quickly. Y'all hear me talk a lot about the body keeps the score. That is trauma that doesn't just live in your memories, it lives and is stored in your body. Right? Unreleased pain, showing up as stress, showing up as chronic illness, showing up as weight changes, showing up as insomnia, why you can't sleep at night, even autoimmune issues, right? When we don't release, it's like your nervous system just stays on high alert, and it is not meant to stay on high alert, right? Your fight or flight is for when you're in some trouble, and that those levels are supposed to go up to help you, and then they're supposed to come back down. So releasing helps the body and the mind finally to recognize that you're safe, right? You come up out of always feeling like you have to be in protection mode, right? Just in survival mode. Y'all hear me talk about my favorite doctor at this period of time is Dr. Gabor Mati, because he's amazing. He talks about how suppressed emotions become physical disease. When the body says no, if you're listening to your body and you're going against it and your body says no and you do something anyway, if you don't release anger, if you don't release grief, if you don't release shame, your body will implode. Most people whose bellies are sitting out, if your belly is sitting out, right, you think it's just because you've eaten something. No, baby, you're carrying stored emotions. Dr. Bradley Nelson is another one. I always talk about the emotion code. It's just amazing because he teaches very specifically about how your emotions get trapped in your body. They store in your organs, for those of you who got fatty liver. They store in your muscles and your tissues, for those of you who always have body aches or something is wrong, headaches. It is affecting you. It affects how you see yourself. And it even affects how you relate to other people. So releasing is reclaiming your power. It allows you to step out of survival mode and back into living. For me, this photo shoot was so much more. For me, release was standing in front of this camera and saying, this is me, not hiding, not shrinking, 275 pounds, swollen ankles, right? My smile not right, but yet and still I love you. Where you are today, I love you. I'm choosing to love myself enough to release, because my body, my story, my journey, it all deserves that freedom. And so does yours. So does yours. I'm asking you today, what are you holding on to that's weighing you down? What are you holding on today that's keeping you stuck? I want you to look at this and give yourself permission to release. One thought, one memory, one burden, right? Love yourself enough to go look in the mirror and say, I love you enough to release. I am not my flaws. I am not my trauma. I am free, right? There's endless possibility on the other side of that. Endless possibility. And that's what I pray for you. That's one of the things that I realized when I started my healing journey. I was with one of my good mentors, Lisa Meta. Her birthday was that other day. Happy birthday, Lisa. But with her, I learned in her 30 Days of Change program. It was on the other side of all of this, of all the panic attacks, of all the anxiety, of the depression, of, the suicidal thoughts, of, the negative self-talk, of the grief, of the anger, of all the pain on the other side of it, journeying through to get very intentionally to a place of peace, to get to a place of generational wealth, which has nothing to do with money. It is an abundance of love, peace, joy, happiness, faith, understanding, right? On the other side, basking in generational wealth is endless possibility. Because if you're trying to do anything positive, to walk in purpose, to do what God has called us to do, you have to release. You can't carry all of the things, right? It is bag lady, you're going to hurt your back carrying all them bags like that. You have to release and let it go. And that is what this photo shoot brought to me. It was release. It was pride. I said, girl, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. So today, I invite you again. I invite you to release. Join us, because this is what we're going to be doing the rest of the year. Join your girl as we continue this video blog. We're not going into the new year carrying any of this foolishness. None of it. And so I pray that something is said, something is done, that you are inspired, that you are empowered to release whatever it is that you're carrying, for you to be able to let it go. Again, look yourself in the mirror today and say, I love you enough to release. I am not my flaws. I am not my trauma. You are free. You are free. It might feel like you're in chains, but boo, you're not. You're not. Join me next time, family. Whole month. Put your notifications on. Reflections Choosing Me Guilt-Free. That is Reflections CMGF at YouTube is where we will be, under the Self-Love Journey tab. All right, fam.